Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Jigsaw by dumediat. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules. So in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. And we have standard killer cages. So in these killer cages here, like this one here, they have a dotted outline. That's what a cage is. You take the digits that end up in the cage and you sum them up, and they need to sum to the value in the top left. And also, you cannot repeat digits in the cage. So normally in Sudoku, I could put a 6 here and a 6 here, but that is not allowed in this puzzle because they are in the same cage. So if I wanted to add to 11 here, one option would be 2, 3, and then 6, and that would add to 11. That is not the only way to do it, though. All right, so those are the rules. If you want to try it yourself, there's a link in the description. Highly recommend it, and I am going to get started right now. All right, so I think a trick that we're going to have to use a lot in this puzzle, just based on looking at where the cages are and what they're doing, is the sum of the digits 1 through 6 is 21. So every row sums to 21, every column sums to 21, and every box sums to 21. So for example, I don't know if I have a good example. Well, this row here, right? If these three add to 15, then that means these three have to add to 6 in order to have the whole row add to 21. Now, we don't actually need to use that for this because 15 actually has only one way to get there in a 6x6 is 4, 5, 6. It's the only way to get to 15. It's the biggest numbers, and then this is going to be the smallest numbers, and that does indeed add to 6. Okay, so let's just do some of the simpler cages. The 6 cage is either going to be 1, 5, or 2, 4. That's it. Obviously can't do 3, 3 because that would repeat the 3. Okay, so we can think about this here, where 8 plus 7 is 15. So again, 21 minus 15 is 6, so these two add to 6 as well. So that actually means that, let's make this green and this purple. Whatever these end up being, this is also going to be green. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5. Because these two add to 6, and these two add to 6, and this is the shared digit. So these two have to be the same digit in order to achieve that. So that green's going to go up here somewhere. I don't know if I want to mark that at this point, but let's see. Do I have anything? Okay, well, we know these are 1, 2, 3, and these are 4, 5, 6. We may as well fill that. So for the 8, we're either going to be, we can't be 4 plus 4, right? So we're either going to be 5 plus 3 or 6 plus 2. And so if this green were here, then that would make all of these 5, which actually seems like something that might happen. Let's think about this 11 now. So these can add to a maximum of 5. But this is a maximum of 6. So we need to maximize these. This needs to be 2, 3, and this does need to be 6. Looks like my example was at least on track to being correct. Accidentally, though. Let's see. There's a 6 down here somewhere. Let's think about 7 and 8. Let's think about... There's usually a relationship between... so if you have 2 dominoes that are 1 apart, often there's certain combinations that won't work. So if we think about the 8, this is going to be 2, 6... Oops. Try this one more time. 2, 6, or 3, 5. Those are the only 2 ways to add to 8. We actually did that here. Now, if we think about the 7, if I were to do, what is it? If I were to do 2, 5 to add to 7, then that removes the 2, 5 from here, and we end up with no valid combination for 8. So 2, 5 is actually not possible for the 7. So for the 7, we have to do 1, 6, or 3, 4 only. 1, 6, and 3, 4 are fine. It does mean, if you think about it, there's either a 3 or a 6 in this 8 cage, and there's either a 3 or a 6 in this 7 cage. So there's a kind of a 360 pair between these, but we already kind of know that because we did the Audi math, and that removed 3 and 6 from these ones. So that's fine. But it's still an interesting thing to point out. It'll show up in other killers, I'm sure, that you'll do. Let's see. Maybe we can do more math here, because these add to 16. We have 10 plus 6. And so we know what these two add to, which means we will know this value. Okay, so if we do the math right, 16, that leaves, to get to 21, that leaves 5, which means this has to be a 5. And that does resolve a bunch. So that's a 2-6 pair. This can't be 1-6 anymore, so it's 3-4. This can't be 2 or 5 or 4, so this is 1, this is 5, and this is 5. All right, we don't need these colors anymore. These are not 5s, so this ends up being a 5 with a 3. That's 4 and 3. So this is just cleaning up a ton of stuff. These add to 5, and we can't do 2, 3. If I did 2, 3, then I'd have way too many 2, 3s in the column. 3 of them. So this is 1, 4. And so now we know that this is 2, 3, 5. These aren't the 5s, so the 5 goes here. That's not a 5, so the 5 goes here. Let's see. I think we can do some math there. Well, these add to 3, so that's got to be 1, 2 adds to 3. And then this is going to be a 6, and these are going to just for the box. This is going to be 3, 4, and that does add to 13. We have more Sudoku to do up here. Just some singles. Everything's resolving. Okay, and probably just looking at what goes in this box will help. Yeah, we need a 2. That gives us the 6 and 2. That gives us 6, 4, and 6. And I need, yeah, it's a 1, 4 pair remaining. So that's the 1, that's the 4, that's 4, that's 1. And we're done. Cool. Well, thank you for the nice demonstration there, dumediat, on what I think was trying to demonstrate either outies or summing up multiple cages together. That technique, basically. I think that was a very good demonstration of that. So thank you again. And if you enjoyed this content, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind message below.